President of Indonesia, His Excellency Ahmed Sukarno, arrived on the 24th of April 1959 at Ankara's International Esenboğa Airport on an official visit to Turkey. This film is a record of those memorable days. The President of Turkey, Mr. Celal Bayar, the Prime Minister, Mr. Adnan Menderes, members of the Turkish cabinet, deputies, members of the Indonesian embassy in Ankara are here at the Esenboğa Airport to welcome the President of Indonesia. The special aircraft carrying President Sukarno landed at exactly 10:40 hours local time. President Sukarno coming down the steps. The two heads of state meets. And now you see them introducing to each other members of their delegations. The Minister of Justice, the Minister of National Defense, the Minister of the Interior. The national anthems of both countries are being played. The two heads of state together inspecting the Guard of Honor. The Director General of Protocol introducing the high-ranking members of state to the distinguished visitor to Turkey. After a short rest, the two presidents are leaving for Ankara by car. On that memorable day, the people of Ankara crowded on the streets from the very early hours of the day in order to get a glimpse of the distinguished visitor to the Turkish capital. Thousands of people on both sides of the streets and boulevards gave a tremendous welcome to President Sukarno and President Bayar. From Beyazıt Square down Çankırı Street, the Ulus Square, Atatürk Boulevard, and the new Parliament Square was filled to the extreme by enthusiastic crowds. The cavalry is escorting the presidential car. The car in which President Sukarno is driving today is the very same car used by Kemal Atatürk, the founder of modern Turkey, during his lifetime. The warm personality of President Sukarno did not fail in charming the Turkish people. And the sincere welcome accorded to him was not just a polite gesture. The Turkish nation was expressing in the person of President Sukarno the love and affection they cherish in their hearts for their Muslim brothers in Indonesia. The two heads of state arrives at the guest house of the Turkish Foreign Ministry, which is going to be the official residence of President Sukarno during their stay in Ankara. After a short rest, President Bayar of Turkey bid his guest goodbye for the time being. The Prime Minister, Mr. Adnan Menderes, the Turkish Foreign Minister, Mr. Fatih Üştüzoğlu, in the afternoon of the same day, President Ahmed Sukarno paid a visit to the Turkish Grand National Assembly. You see him now inspecting the Guard of Honor. The President entering the Houses of Parliament. President Ahmed Sukarno, after following for some time, together with President Bayar, the debate in the Assembly, was invited by the Speaker to address the representatives of the Turkish nation.
gentlemen, this is my first visit to Turkey. This is the first opportunity I have had of visiting a country whose history I have read and whose leaders have long served us as an inspiration and an example. Many thousands of miles separate Turkey and Indonesia. There are great oceans, vast deserts, and crowded countries between us. Over those oceans, those deserts and countries, we bring the greetings of the Indonesian nation to our good friends, the Turkish people. On behalf of my nation, I extend the hand of friendship to you. Yes, there are vast oceans between us. As a very little while ago, I flew over those oceans, watching them pass smoothly, mile after mile beneath the wing of the aircraft. My thoughts went back 300 years ago. Did you know, gentlemen, 3 centuries ago, those same waters carried an armada of friendship and assistance between our two nations? Yes, indeed. 300 years ago, Turkey sent men and guns to assist us in Indonesia against the encroaching colonialism which threatened our land. 300 years ago, we asked you for assistance in the name of the Almighty and in the name of friendship. You did not fail us. You sent men and guns sailing in their tiny ships over that vast ocean. It is certainly not unfitting that Aceh and Turkey should have had that early contact of friendship. Like you, the people of Aceh are renowned warriors, fierce fighters for independence, proud of their history and religion. Is it too late for me, as President of the Republic of Indonesia, to express the gratitude of my nation, that nation which now numbers more than 88 million people, for that assistance you gave us so long ago? Such assistance in a moment of danger is a sound basis for friendship. If you ask me why I come to Turkey, the answer is simple. I come here to strengthen our friendship, to deepen the understanding between our people, to make closer the ties between us, to rebuild and modernize that ancient relationship which lapsed during the long eclipse imposed by colonialism. We are not a physically powerful nation, no, and we could contribute little to the military security of the world. But we are a nation which can contribute to humanity's stock of potential skill and statecraft. Our independent and active foreign policy, we emphatically believe, best permits us to do this. That policy of ours is based upon seeking friends and good neighbors everywhere. It is in that context, of course, that I am so delighted to visit Turkey. Secondly, that policy of ours is aimed at establishing a bridge of understanding between those great blocs which hold the world's future in thrill. What is more, I am confident of the world's future. The drive towards peace and international security will prove irresistible. Thank you.
The President of Indonesia, at the end of his speech, leaves the Turkish Houses of Parliament. President Sukarno does not fail in returning the warm friendship being shown to him by the people of Ankara. At night, President Sukarno received at his residence the heads of the diplomatic missions in Ankara. The next day, the distinguished guest of the Turkish Republic, accompanied by President Bayar, arrives at the Hippodrome to watch the military parade held in their honor. The parade will begin with the arrival at the presidential box of the two heads of state. First, here comes the historic Mehter group in their traditional uniforms. Followed by units from the Turkish Military Academy. The infantry, the cavalry, they were a very impressive sight. In the meanwhile, the Turkish paratroops demonstrates in the air. The armored motorized units. Helicopters dives in salute. Tank regiments. They all salute the President of Indonesia in their turn. At the end of a very successful parade, President Sukarno congratulated the commander-in-charge for the perfect turnout of his men. After the parade at the Hippodrome, President Sukarno and President Bayar together visited the mausoleum of Kemal Atatürk, the founder of the Turkish Republic. After paying homage to the eternal leader of Turkey, President Sukarno is introduced to the people, filling the courtyard from one end to the other by President Celal Bayar. The speeches of both presidents, which you will soon hear, are being broadcast to the whole nation. Here now President Bayar comes to the speaker's rostrum.
Aziz vatandaşlarım, çok sevgili büyük milletim, memleketimizi dost ve kardeş, büyük bir milletin mümessili, reisi cumhuru ziyaret etmiştir. Kendi arzularıyla Atatürk'e hürmet...
My beloved citizens, my great nation, the leader, the president of a great, friendly and brotherly nation is, as you know, at present visiting our country. The president have expressed the wish of addressing you after paying homage to Atatürk. I am deeply touched by that gesture. The Turkish nation is united at heart with their brothers in Indonesia and have always expressed their sincere wishes for the success of the Indonesian nation. And we will continue to do so. I would like to add that this noble representative of 88 million brother Muslims of Indonesia, by bringing the greetings of his people and by addressing you here today, has already strengthened and placed on firmer foundations the bonds between the two nations. I'm sure that this can only deeply touch and please us all. With these feelings, it is an honor and my pleasant duty to invite the distinguished representative of a great nation to the rostrum.
Reis-i Cumhur Hazretlerini sizlere takdim etmekle, tanıtmakla ben de çok şerefli ve zevkli bir vazife ifa etmiş oluyorum. Ve kürsüyü kendilerine terk ediyorum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Marhaba. Merdeka. First, I apologize that I cannot speak in your language, and it is always so difficult for me to speak in a language which is neither mine nor yours, but better than the language of the spoken word is the language of the heart. And I think, no, I am sure, our hearts are feeling the same way. I have come to Turkey to bring you the greetings of 88 million Indonesian people and to strengthen the friendship between Indonesia and Turkey. At this present moment, I feel standing on sacred soil, the mausoleum of a very great man, the mausoleum of your great leader, Kemal Atatürk. Kemal Atatürk was your leader. Kemal Atatürk is your property. But sisters and brothers, every great man is not the property of his own nation only. He is in fact the property of all men. Every great nation has its great man. But greater than the man is the idea living in his breast. We in Indonesia, we respect and honor Kemal Atatürk highly because the idea living in Kemal Atatürk was a very great idea. I myself, when I was young, I had my inspiration also from Kemal Atatürk. Yesterday, in my dinner speech, I said to the August dinner party that I have seen you, the people of Turkey in Ankara. I have seen the fire glowing from your eyes, and that fire glowing from your eyes is the fire of Kemal Atatürk. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Marhaba.